Has this happened in history before? That somebody who survived those years and goes somewhere entirely differently as I have, and I've come back to a voice that's a little bit close to this in the Chalcedony poems. And I'm alive to have somebody, a few people, be interested in this book, enough so that, as Mark and I were saying out front, little by little, month after month, year after year, it got reissued. D.A. Levy was my contemporary. He committed suicide. Alden Van Buskirk, a couple of years older than me, died of a blood disease. Harvey Brown and I sat in my fifth floor walk-up. He was heir to the Brown shoe fortune, and he had bought much more heroin than I had ever seen in my life, and sat there with a pile of it, and we decided we'd shoot it up, or see how much we could shoot up, and we started shooting it up. And I shot up maybe 10 times as much heroin as I'd ever done, and I didn't feel anything. I'm not sure he felt anything either. And I think we looked at each other at some point and thought we'd better stop. What must have happened was that the adrenaline, fear for what we were about to do, that is, kill each other, kill ourselves, was overriding the high of the drug. So after we stopped, I expected to pass out and be passed out for a couple of days, but it didn't happen. Of course, maybe somebody just sold him some powdered sugar, I don't know.
Might have been stepped on a few times.
Yeah, there's a man who knows the lingo, might have been stepped on a few times. Hunky, who was my mentor in life, would taste the heroin, just like that. Taste it and see how strong it was before he shot it up. And he'd shoot up a little bit to start with. At least in those days, and probably now too, the way people would overdose is when the heroin wasn't cut the usual amount. For some reason came through more pure than it usually would, and you'd shoot up your usual amount and you're dead. How many ways I could have died? A lot of them. So I feel very lucky and very honored to be here for the reissue of a book from that period. It's really a kind of miracle. And thank you. Thank you, especially to Mark, who did the publishing, but also to everybody else who asked me to do it. Especially Al Young, who kind of was the final word. He said, "You ought to reissue that book." And I'm thinking, I don't want to go back and read those poems again. And he looked me in the eye and said, "Some things stick, you know." So I gave in.